This is Angel Reese. Go ahead and play it. She needs a lot of attention. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not
Move. Okay, so average WNBA.
While Reese talks about a strike over pay, Patrick laid out the facts. The WNBA loses millions every year and survives on NBA subsidies. So,
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized.
I've watched it all unfold. The backlash, the drama, the desperation. Angel Reese thought she could lead a WNBA strike over pay, painting herself as the face of the movement. But then reality stepped in. Numbers don't lie, and when facts replaced feelings, her argument crumbled. Turns out, demanding more money from a league that barely breaks even isn't activism. It's delusion.
So Rob, go to ChatGPT and play type the following thing. How much did the WNBA lose in 2024? You can type that up. How much did the
$40
WNBA
million bucks.
So
40?
Lose in 2024, they lost 40 million. Year before was 50 million. So it's some progress that they're making.
Yeah.
From the 40-50.
Progress,
now,
guys.
watch this here. To address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well. Ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes, in a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operations.
Angel Reese, barely a season into the WNBA, is already talking about a strike over pay. A league that struggles with ratings, ticket sales, and relies on NBA funding is somehow expected to hand out bigger paychecks, just because she says so. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is actually driving revenue, breaking records, and filling arenas. Yet Reese wants to act like the WNBA is a gold mine waiting to be tapped. The math isn't mathing.
Shot clock is off. Angel Reese has 4 Liberty players around her. Fans yelling to get the ball.
Patrick Bet-David broke it down with cold, hard facts. WNBA players are already overpaid compared to what the league brings in. If anyone deserves a raise, it's Caitlin Clark, the only player actually. Driving revenue and interest. Feelings won't change the numbers, and the numbers don't lie.
Money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome. Okay, however, let me give you some data. Here's the only thing that you got to look at. WNBA has lost money every single year since 1997. According to the reports, the WNBA has operated an annual loss of $10 to $12 million. NBA has owned half of the WNBA financial support. NBA players pay for their salaries, by the way. If the WNBA has broadcasting and sponsorship agreements that often pays out regardless of how many games are played, if the league cuts costs while the 2026 keep go a little bit lower, Rob, if the NBA runs on, bottom line is that WNBA doesn't make any money. Go back to the other question that we asked all the way at the top. There's a number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games, okay? You know what the increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year? 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase. So the viewership is higher, and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be.
The numbers don't lie. The WNBA is a business, not a charity. Reese demanding a strike is like a fast food worker asking for CEO pay while the restaurant is losing money. Her game, mid, struggles with open shots, plays victim when calls don't go her way. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is selling out arenas, boosting viewership and making the WNBA relevant, all without demanding more money. She's letting her game do the talking while Reese keeps complaining.
Like if I was the NBA, and the NBA was the face of what? BLM, DEI, ESG, all the bullshit, right? That the NBA was a face of. You know how the NBA views the WNBA? It's marketing dollars. They're losing money every year, but they're gaining votes. That's how they view it. They're viewing it as that. They're not looking at it as a profitable channel that they have. It's just purely marketing dollars to seem noble and do what.
Let's break it down. If Reese convinces WNBA players to strike, what happens? Ratings drop even further. The NBA pulls funding. Why bankroll a league that won't play? Caitlin Clark, the biggest draw, either goes overseas or walks away. At that point, the WNBA collapses faster than Reese's shooting percentage. This isn't a power move, it's career suicide. And the worst part? Reese wouldn't even be a player the league fights to keep.
Advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Like, we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
That's fixable for you. And I think that's probably the biggest.
There's entitlement, and then there's whatever Angel Reese is doing. The WNBA has been on financial life support for decades, with the NBA keeping it afloat through subsidies. Yet Reese, barely into her rookie season, believes she's owed more money. Not because she drives revenue, not because she's the face of the league, but simply because she wants it. The audacity is mind-blowing. This is a league that operates at a loss, struggles with TV ratings, plays in half-empty arenas, and barely generates enough revenue to pay players what little they already earn. And yet, here's Angel Reese, a player with a mid-level skill set at best, demanding more money.
Clark, hammer. That's right.
Reese is being reviewed for a possible upgrade to a flagrant.
I think it'll be upgraded here. And, she gets her really hard there.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese, LSU.
Well, there it is, Angel Reese, the 7th overall pick of this draft.
The NBA bankrolls the WNBA, covering its $10 million annual losses just to keep it afloat. Without this, the league would have folded long ago. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, fresh into her rookie season, is demanding more money, despite the WNBA barely generating 1% of the NBA's revenue. Here's the reality. Reese earns $74,000, right in line with the U.S. median household income. She gets free flights, meal stipends, and housing assistance, perks most jobs don't offer.